Okay, so before I get on with the reviews, I just want to say that, because I'm going to post them all in one single go, but I did buy all the products myself, so it's not a sponsored video. I'm not saying anything that I don't want to say. That's my receipt. It's a hell of a receipt. So I will get on with the reviews now, but I just wanted to just clarify that I did buy these. They are mine. Okay, let's get on with it. Hey everyone, okay, so I'm going to be doing a review for you on the Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow palettes, and what I'll do is I will give you my quick thoughts and then I'll show you all the colours and swatch them on my fingers so you can see the colours as well in real time. They are all powder shadows. This is the Dolce Vita palette, which I'll just zoom in for you so you can see it, which is these sort of russet gold colours. They're all powder eyeshadows, but they are incredibly creamy. They go on like a cream more than they do a powder, which means the fallout is quite minimum. You've got 4 shades, and you think one's prime, then you've got an enhanced shade, which kind of goes into the crease. Then you've got a smoke shade, which is this shade here, which you kind of put onto the outside corner and pull out. And then you've got the pop shade, which is like a pop of glitter, which you can then just sort of go across the eyelid with. What I'll do is I'll put these on my fingers so you can kind of see what I'm talking about when I say these, the sort of textures of them. Each shade is incredibly pigmented. That's the pop color, which you may or may not be able to see. So they're really, really pigmented, and they just glide on, as you can see, really, really smoothly. So that's the Dolce Vita palette, so let's get on with the rest. Okay, this next palette, this is the Rock Chick palette, which is a grey palette containing all the same shades, but the bottom one is a matte grey, and then you've got the real shimmer. So there they are. So from the prime, enhance, smoke, and the pop color here. Really, really good. This is a really great palette because I like the fact that the third shade is very, very matte, so that people, you know, because sometimes shimmer doesn't always look that wonderful as we get a bit older, so this is a great palette. The Sophisticate Palette, which is this palette here, is completely matte shades. They're all matte, and it's a wonderful palette to use, particularly if you're into your neutrals, because they're all neutral colors and they're all matte, apart from the prime shade, which has a tiny, tiny bit of shimmer to it. So I'm just going to put these on my finger so you can see that the colors ring true. The next palette is the Vintage Vamp, which I really, really like. Sort of slightly russety red tones here. And again, you've always got the pop shade. So I'm going to put these on my finger. I'll put the gold. The gold is just beautiful. So you can see these are slightly sort of burgundy based and look absolutely great for smoky eye. That's one of my favorite palettes because it looks really good, particularly if you are really, really fair, because they really stand out. Next palette is the Uptown Girl palette, which is a shimmery grey set, a bit like the Rock one, but this is slightly more shimmery. Again, I'm just going to swatch these for you so you can see. Very nice palette. Let me clean my hand. Okay, we're nearly there. The Rebel palette. This is for you, those of you who love your greens. So I'm not a big fan of green because they all look the same to me, greens. I don't know why, but yeah, all greens sort of look the same. And let's put this pop color. These are really, really vibrant. Let me just swatch these on the back of my hand. They're really sort of green and, you know, real sort of beautiful greens, if you can tell your green shades apart, because they all look the same to me. Last two, we have the Golden Goddess palette, much more sort of neutral, really sort of sheer smoky eye colors here. Pop these on my hands. So really, really sort of daytime neutral sort of look. And last, certainly not least, is the Glamour Muse, which is the purple palette with a really strong purple color here. You've got, it's very easy to wear this in the day because the other shades are really sort of very malleable, and the bottom sort of pop shade is a bit more matte as well, so it looks great. And then you've got this really intense purple here, which just is so bright. You can't see it here. It's so bright on the eye that you can just put it in the inner corner or whatever you want to do. So yeah, there you go. That's the palettes. You can, the first shade is more like a primer to the eye to allow things to adhere to, because it's very emollient for a powder shadow. But always best to put a primer on your eyes so you get the absolute maximum intensity. And there you go. That is the eyeshadow palettes. See you next time. Bye bye. Bye bye.